Hi, I'm Ariam, and it's May 8th, but I haven't had time to film my TBR for May, so I'm filming it now, which means that I've actually finished some of the stuff. So, I wanted to read, first of all, a bunch of Batman comics. So let's go over what I've read, which is not a lot. I read Batman number 494, which I have read so far in May. Then the comics that I want to read in May and I still haven't read yet are Detective Comics number 661, Batman number 495, Detective Comics number 662, Batman number 496, Detective Comics number 663, and Batman number 497. It's a whole ploy to sell more comics. And I also want to read a bunch of Valdemar short stories. So I have read some of them. So far, I have read Valdemar is a world, by the way, and the books are written by Mercedes Lackey, but she does, but there are some short stories that are like included in her canon, but are not written by her. Okay, so I read Trans Tower Garrison, The Blue Coat, Anything Was Nothing, which was by Mercedes Lackey, Rebirth, Sort of Ice, and Vixen so far. Then I want to read A Midnight Clear by Mercedes Lackey, Vex Vixen by Mercedes Lackey, Softly Falling Snow by Elizabeth A. Vaughn, Chance by Mark Shepard, A Song for No One's Mourning by Gary A. Braunbeck, Written in the Wind by Jennifer Brozick, The Power of Three by Brenda Cooper, Songs of a Certain Sort by Brenda Cooper, The Apprentice of the Stable Master by Brenda Cooper, The Gift of Twins by Brenda Cooper, Slow and Steady by Brenda Cooper, The Feast of the Children by Nancy Assire, Reborn by Jennifer Brozick, In the Forest of Sorrows by John Helfers, The Last Part of the Way by Brenda Cooper, Out of the Deep by Mercedes Lackey, Moving Targets by Mercedes Lackey and Larry Dixon, To Catch a Thief by Mercedes Lackey, which is also the name of a book. I wonder if she wrote it. I'm sure she wrote it before the book. Trust Your Instincts by Dylan Bertolo, The One Left Behind by Mercedes Lackey, and A Dream Deferred by Kristen Schwengel. I think Kristen Schwengel is the only one of them I've actually heard of before, besides Larry Dixon, who is Mercedes Lackey's husband and has written with her other stuff. Then, the thing is, I went and found another readathon to do in May. I was not tired of Aurelium. I wanted to do another readathon. So, this readathon is the Goober Readathon. And I will say more about that, but basically I have a bunch of books. Like, basically all the books I chose to read were books that I decided to read for it. Except that two of the books were books that I had started in April. Technically, you're only supposed to be allowed to use one book you started in April, but I'm not like that, first of all. And secondly, one of the books that I started in April, I had only read 31 pages of. So the books I started in April, I finished by now, The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. This is the first in a series, and I really liked it. Like, well, not really, but I quite liked it. This is a book about a robot who is being shipped somewhere when the ship is drowned in a hurricane, and her box ends up on this island inhabited by animals. And she basically has to learn how to live on this island and get along with the animals. It's also illustrated. The illustrations, there was only one illustration that I really liked. The rest I didn't find that amazing, but I did quite enjoy the story. I also started reading, I still have not finished it yet, The Last Town on Earth by Thomas Mullen. So this is based somewhat on a true story. I don't know how much of it is so far. I'm sure he'll have an afterword on the back that will tell us how much. But it basically happens in 1918 during World War I and the Spanish flu. And we're following the residents of Commonwealth, which is a socialist town in the backwoods of Washington. And when they hear about the Spanish flu, they decide to quarantine their town so nobody can come in and get anybody sick. It's really, really character-driven, which I absolutely love. Like, the plot is basically all driven by the characters. Did I pause this or not? Then I chose a bunch of other books to read for this readathon to fill the prompts. So, I decided to read The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. I've read quite a few books by Emily Lloyd Jones, and I've enjoyed them all. I've read 4 books. Yes, 3 from one series and one from one standalone. And the series and the standalone were very different. They were very different genres, very different